You know you were wrong. You've known it for hours, maybe days. And still, the words won't come out of your mouth first. The real reason you can't apologize first is far stranger than stubbornness or pride. Your brain isn't protecting your ego. It's protecting your position. For most of human history, you lived inside a small group where social rank determined everything: who ate first, who got protection, who your allies would be if things went wrong. Admitting fault publicly wasn't just embarrassing, it was a visible drop in status, one that other members of the group would notice and remember. Psychologist Karina Schumann has spent years studying why people resist apologizing even when they know they're at fault. She found that the biggest predictor of apology avoidance isn't guilt. It's a fear of losing standing, a fear that admitting wrongdoing will change how others see you permanently. That fear didn't come from nowhere. Anthropologist Christopher Boehm studied social hierarchies in small-scale societies and found that status wasn't just about comfort. It directly affected survival. Higher-ranked individuals had better access to resources and more protection from the group. A visible loss of status in a small, closed community you couldn't just leave carried real, lasting consequences. Your brain still runs that calculation, even though the stakes have completely changed. Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger discovered something that reframes this entire situation. She found that social rejection activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Your brain doesn't clearly distinguish between a broken bone and a broken reputation. Both register as a threat worth avoiding at almost any cost. So when you imagine saying, "I'm sorry" first, your brain isn't just predicting an awkward conversation. It's running an ancient threat simulation, one that once accurately predicted exile, ridicule, or a permanent drop in your position within the group. This is why the words catch in your throat, even when you know, logically, that apologizing is the right thing to do. Here's what makes it worse in modern relationships specifically. Psychologist John Gottman, who spent decades studying conflict between couples, found that the first person to de-escalate a conflict is often perceived by both partners as the more emotionally mature one, not the weaker one. The exact opposite of what your ancient instinct predicts. In other words, the social cost you're bracing for often isn't real anymore. In most modern relationships, apologizing first doesn't lower your status. It raises it. Your ancestors couldn't know that because their world genuinely worked the other way. Admitting fault in a small tribe really could shift your position permanently. You inherited that caution, fully intact, dropped into a world where the math no longer holds. So what do you do with an alarm that's now firing false positives? You start by naming the sensation for what it actually is. That tightness before an apology isn't your integrity warning you. It's an ancient status tracking system, mistaking a 5-minute conversation for a permanent social demotion. You can also remember what Karina Schumann's research found next. People who did apologize first, even when it felt risky, consistently reported feeling more respected afterward, not less. The threat your brain rehearses and the outcome that actually happens are, more often than not, two completely different stories. You know you were wrong. You've known it for hours, maybe days. Now you know why the words still won't come easily. It's not weakness holding them back. It's an ancient alarm, calibrated for a world of exile and permanent rank, going off in a conversation that was never going to cost you what it once did.